Hello, welcome to a quick no-nonsense guide of the best class setup in Warzone and Rebirth as of April 2022. In my opinion, it's a sniper SMG combo, and I'm going to head over to Warzone right now to show you the class setup. See there. The class setup is going to be, for the primary, going to be on the MP40. For me, the MP40 is by far the best SMG in the game. The well guns up there, the Type 100s up there also after the buffs and stuff like that. But for me, the MP40 still is head and shoulders above the rest. Can't really fault it, to be honest, apart from those long distances, but it's an SMG, you're not going to be using it at long distances. That's why you've got the sniper as the secondary. But yeah, for the muzzle, you want the recoil booster just for the fire rate, just helps a lot to get those initial firing shots off, in my opinion. It's just the best muzzle in overall, really. For the barrel, you're going to want the Krautsink 317, just makes it highly accurate and controllable, like here says. Reduced sway and gun bob, which you're not going to be running about the scope sway because, you know, you're running an iron sight or a red dot sight like I run. It's just by far the best. Anything else doesn't really work. You can use the VVD 198mm short, but for the damage range and limb range, but just for the sake of the highly accurate controllable, which I find outweighs anything the VVD can offer. So yeah. And for the optic, you want slate reflector or iron sights. I prefer the slate reflector just for the better clarity, if you would, of what I'm looking at, because I'm not a big fan of the iron sights. They've always been weird to me on the MP40, so if I can, I chuck a red dot light on, and the slate reflector for me is perfect. And now for the stock, you're going to want the Krautsink 33mm folding. It helps with sprint fire speed and movement speed. I'm a player who likes to run around a lot. I don't really like to stay in one spot, so this is amazing for me. This works perfectly. Anything else doesn't really offer. You could go for something like the VDD 34mm padded, which helps with the recoil, flinching accuracy, and recoil recovery, which is also decent. But for my play style, and because I've already got that barrel on it, things like that, I prefer the extra movement speed and stuff like that, just because it suits my playstyle. And for the perk, you're going to want brace, which is initial fire and recoil. Again, this works with the muzzle recoil booster. The fire rate helps a lot, and then with the brace, you're going to want the initial fire and recoil just to help get those shots off faster and more accurately. Just overall better. You can't really fault it, in my opinion, and it's something about the way it works. It just feels like you can't miss your first opening shots unless you're an absolute bot. But then, you know. For the perk 2, you're going to want to use quick for the extra sprint speed. You could run fully loaded, but for the sake of movement and maneuverability and things like that, and run them up, I like to personally run quick, but also fully loaded is a very good shout that most people would probably run, but just for me personally, quick. For the rear grip on this gun, you're going to be wanting using the stipple grip tape. It's by far the best, even after the updates and all the things that they've done to the other grips. Stipple grip tape is by far the best in my opinion. Just helps with recoil and the initial fire and recoil, like it says, and it does what it says on the tin. It just works. It works very well. For the magazine, you're going to be using the 7.62 Gorenko just for the extra recoil and the movement speed and ADS and fire rate. All of these things work so well with every other attachment that you've got in the gun. It just feels like the perfect fit. Anything else just seems kind of off, and it kind of just offsets everything else that you've got on the gun and just makes it feel like it doesn't really work when the 45 Gorenko rounds pretty much made for this class setup. The ammunition, you're going to want to use lengthened. Most people were using incendiary and hollow point, but they did get nerfed, and now lengthened is by far the best thing to run, just for the bullet velocity, just to get your shots down range quicker, just what you want really, essentially. Now for the underbarrel, you want the M1941 hand stop. It's just the best underbarrel in the game. Anybody will tell you that. Anybody who runs that, that's not really a thing for my class, just for every MP40. And this is the MP40 without the face cam on the screen, just so you can follow the list as you would, and then just make it yourself. For the secondary, you're going to want to using the Swiss K31. In my opinion, in my honest opinion, out of testing all the other weapons, I know the Marksman, the Kar 98 from Modern Warfare, people still say it's the best, but I found out that the Swiss just tends to give a lot of hit markers. The bullet registration just feels a lot nicer. It feels a lot cleaner when you're sniping people and things like that. It just feels better generally to handle, in my opinion. So for the muzzle, you're going to want the GRU suppressor. It's same as the monolithic. It's just, yeah, does what it says on the tin, same as the monolithic. Very nice, very good. For the barrel, you're going to want the 24.9 for the bullet velocity, just to get your shots off quicker. Not shots off quicker, but to get them downrange faster, just so it can give you that more guarantee that you're going to get your shot off as soon as you fire. Now for the laser, most people wouldn't use a laser on this gun, but I'm not too fussed that people can see the laser, because it's more than you're not really going to be looking out for a laser. It's just helps with the ADS speed, and I prefer the extra ADS speed. So yeah. And for the stock, you're going to want the SES combat stock. It helps with fire movement speed, aim walking movement speed, ADS fire and move speed. The only con is that it gives you your hip fire accuracy, but you're not really going to be no scoping, are you, at all, unless you're going for some crazy stuff. Other than that, you're going to set it up for that. But yeah, SES combat stock, by far the best stock. And now for the final attachment on the Swiss, it's got to be the rear grip serpent wrap, just help for the extra ADS speed, sprint to fire time. Don't really too much because you've got all the other things like the laser and things like that are going to be giving that extra ADS, so it kind of counteracts the sprint to fire time, which it just works well. And then yeah, no magazine or underbarrel because you've used all your other 5. And then for the perks, you're going to want cold-blooded, best in the game, in my opinion, how it works. Overkill, obviously, to make the class work. And then for the third perk, you're going to want combat scout, which I like. It's a bit cheesy, but it just works the best and everybody else uses it, so can't beat them, join them. And then for the lethal, you're going to want throwing knife, just because when you get those downs, you want to get those Cirrus off straight away, so there's no hesitation where they're going to come back and kill you. So yeah, just one shot, one kill, easy, nice, one and done, guaranteed thing if you hit your knife, that is. And then for the tactical, you want the stim. For me, I can't really play Warzone without the stim anymore because it's so integral to my playstyle anyway. I love popping the stim, getting out of situations, popping it just when I get that bit of help, and I always know I've got that backup, and it's just sort of become how I play Warzone now, and it's kind of weird not using it. So I'd suggest using it and then getting used to using it, and you'll realize that it helps so much more than anything else. The flashbang is obviously good and things like that, but for me, the stim is the go-to. In my opinion, is the best class setup in Warzone at the moment. If you did like it, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and all those wonderful things like that. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.